It's 10 minutes gone past the hour of 5. Yes, you're still listening to 92.3 Nigeria Info. I am Kaladako Rubatipor. I feel like I sound somehow. Yeah, I think I'm under the weather. I'm feeling some kind of way. But hey, welcome. We will still find a way to have quality conversations here on the show and talk for development. It's good to have you. It's great to have you. And let's talk. Remember, we're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, and we're active on X. So if you're on Facebook, you must have seen the topic already. And we're going with the current trending news that the Senate has changed its chief whip. Yes, you hear me, right? But you see, that shouldn't make our conversation, right? The reason is what you and I will be talking about. I mean, although these people are supposed to be our representatives, however, that's not what we are looking at the matter. We're looking at the reason why the chief whip has changed guards, or the office of the chief whip has changed guard. All right, now I tell you. I guess something you already know. Some Nigerians have been calling for a protest, a national protest on social media, and the reason is because inflation is killing or biting Nigerians. Now, there is the talk about people committing suicide. We've seen several reports, and some of these news reports will tell you that the suicide, many a times, not all the time, can be linked to the current economic situation in the country. And on some occasions, we maybe not on this show, but it could be Sunnyside or Hello Port Harcourt, debated the price of tomatoes, for instance, or we debated the price of pepper. On the show, we would usually refer to the price of a bag of rice, or even read it during business news. And some would say, oh, Nigeria is becoming too expensive for the common man. There is the talk about the value of the naira. There's the talk about going to market and not having enough purchasing power. And I remember we touched this issue briefly in one of our big stories session last week. When was it Ndume yet again? Oh my goodness, who had said, was it Ndume? Oh yeah, Ndume, Lawan, they all seconded. Someone brought it up and they seconded. I remember now. They had talked about a possible protest, the protest being touted on social media, on X to be precise. And the senators were arguing or debating that it may affect them, the lawmakers, the politicians, because the hungry man is an angry man, and he may come after the people he believes are making him hungry. And so they debated about the policies. They talked in that same week. We saw the president release trucks, about 20 trucks of 20 trucks carrying bags of rice. We saw the federal government push out policy where it relieved tax for certain food commodities being imported into the country, 150 days, tax relief. We saw that happen, right? All of that was a bid to crash the food prices. Before now, the president had also ordered some type of regulation. I don't know if I remember that story correctly. And Ndume came out last week and said, the president is not in the know. It sounds more like a Buhari time, when Buhari would say, I'm not aware. And this time, Ndume was the one saying that the president is not aware of the tribulations that Nigerians are facing. Are Nigerians facing tribulations? That's the first question we would try to answer on the show today. Are Nigerians going through tough times? I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's okay. I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but I want to know, are you? Because some would argue, maybe inflation here, inflation there, but people are becoming richer. But while you have that argument, Even the Manufacturing Association of Nigeria and other, unions who are into production have complained bitterly. Today, I think it was on the Punch or the Vanguard, if I remember vividly. I think it was the Vanguard. How the policies of the president has affected productivity and importation of things that will aid productivity in the country. And then I can't help but think, did Ndume do a wrong thing? And so the fact that we will try to establish on this show today is, when they say we should give them more time, are they not supposed to carry us along and show us, what they are doing and the plans they intend to achieve? And if the answer is yes, then the call or the complaint that the president has been cordoned off, from the public, is it really a bad statement? So, just in case you do not know, the All Progressives Congress, led by Ganduje, Ganduje, wrote a letter to the Senate saying that the words by Ndume of recent has been outrageous, talking about the criticism of the president has been outrageous, and as such, if he does not like the APC anymore, he should leave the party and join another party. Yeah. And due to the letter reading, I can't remember all the things that were said in that letter, they decided to have a voice vote, first removing him as chief whip, and some others wanted to go ahead to suspend him for a couple of months, I think 3 months. And of course, that was because he had called the lawmakers kleptomaniacs. A kleptomaniac is someone who collects what is not his or ours. and I don't know, this is hard facts, right? And we try to get the veracity of statements made. Is there I mean, one should have given Ndume a fair hearing, in my opinion, and asked the question at plenary today if it was a false statement made. Now, I've not said anybody is a kleptomaniac. I'm just asking if it was a false statement, because I'm also reminded of the statement, check your email. Think about it. I'm not saying they are. I don't have the right to say they are. And you also can't say they are, actually. You don't have the right to say that as well. But then again, I'm looking at it from that angle and I'm wondering, I'm thinking, I'm imagining. It's if they felt wrong, could it be? And by the way, this is the second Northern senator who is. Remember, Ningi said something in that light about corruption in the Senate. Is it not time for us to begin to ask these questions? But then, who would or who should be responsible for checkmating how monies are appropriated by the national legislators? These are the issues. So I'm going to open the phone lines. By the way, I think when the voice vote was done, the larger, or should I say the majority, said no to suspending Ndume, because just maybe they know that there could be an iota of truth in, and the matter could escalate, of course. I mean, that will give him more room to go ahead and talk for development, because it seems like that's what he has done. I also remember during Buhari's time, Ndume was very vocal as to, the economy. It seems like a very vocal senator. I would like to get your thoughts in a jiffy. I would be having my first commercial break for this session, so I will take one or two calls now, so I don't have to talk much. But I want to get your thoughts on this very issue. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. 0003 and 081792300007. But let's read this. It says Senator Ndume, who represents Southern Borno and was notably absent today, has been vocal in his criticism of President Bola Tinubu's economic policies, highlighting issues such as economic hardship, food scarcity, and the resulting security crisis. My question is, any of those as mentioned a lie? I'm thinking out loud. As a result, Ndume has been removed from his role as Chief Whip and his position as the Vice Chairman of the Senate Committee on Appropriations. He has been reassigned to chair the Senate Committee on Tourism. My goodness. Which way, Nigeria, really? Which way? Anyways, as I already told you earlier, Senator Mongono is now the Chief Whip of the Senate. I've got Alozie. Alozie is calling me from somewhere inside of Port Harcourt, so I'm going to take a listen to what he has to say. Alozie, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you. Good afternoon.
Kalada, good evening.
Hey, welcome.
Kalada, is very unfortunate what is happening in the Senate, led by Senator Godswill Akpabio. Kalada, let me take you back. What happened to Nengi? Nengi come up with a resolution that the budget was added. There was nowhere was giving fair hearing. Next thing we had, Nengi was suspended. Ndume has come up as a representative of the people to speak up that the people who I'm representing are wallowing in hunger. APC national chairman is saying what he's saying is not in tandem with the vision of the Mr. President. For crying out loud, I want to ask Nigerians question. Our representative doing the bidding of the people who sent them or the bidding of Mr. President? It means that the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not doing what the ideal democracy should be. I am watching.
Alozie, for Nengi, yes. At least we could not, there were conversations as to he could not back up his claims with evidence. But you see, I'm wondering with Ndume, have we seen the evidence or have we not seen the evidence? And that's what is on my mind. I'm thinking. And I'm wondering, should we be patient? Because if you bring the APC into all of this, the question then would be, should we be patient for the president? And if we should be, then Ndume should be leading the line since he is a member of the APC. I don't know if you agree with that argument.
Canada political party is a vehicle that conveys you to win a platform to win an election. Now, the primary objective of having a representative is for you to speak the mind of those who you are representing. Where I got it wrong is when national chairman will be coming up to speak for a man who is representing people from Borno, who understand the plight of the persons who is representing. That is the issue we should be talking about here. So, and again, the question we should ask again, why the speedy suspension and removing him from the Senate Committee on Procurement and other things? So you see that.
All right, I've got to go.
National Assembly has to say,
all right,
without giving him fair hearing.
All right then.
It's the coming of this National Assembly.
All right, thank you very much, Alozie. I've got to go. I've got Alfred from MOR. Alfred, quickly tell us what is on your mind, please.
Kalada, good evening. Kalada, you are asking if there is an evidence. Kalada, can you ask that question to yourself? If there is an evidence to what Ali Ndume is saying, and then answer yourself, Kalada, if there is no evidence to show that Nigerians are passing through hardship, that there is a need for change in governance and administration from the top to the lowest. Kalada, if the Senate succeed in all of this, moving Ali Ndume and then suspend him as well, Canada, it then means Nigeria is not running a democratic government.
All right then. All right,
A
thank you.
government that you cannot criticize. If you criticize, you be penalized. I don't understand.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Alfred. I've got to go. I've got a commercial break to stay tuned.
You are tuned in to
Nigeria Info.
seeks legal representation in Rivers lawmakers' eligibility case. Expert says no legal ground for legislature to halt public funds. Court reinstate Philip Shaibu as Edo Deputy Governor. Senate gets new Chief Whip. President Tinubu writes National Assembly to raise 2024 budget. Protests in University of Ibadan over fee hike, power rationing. NMA says doctor-patient ratio worsening. On the foreign scene, U.S. President renews call for ban on assault rifles. Details in the 6 p.m. bulletin. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215.
We connect you to the world. We connect you to the vicinity. We are Nigeria Info.
Listen to me. I said this is a real situation and the government has to do something about it.
What are you trying to insinuate? All these people looting Nigeria's money? You think?
This is Nigeria Info in the heart of Nigeria. 92.3. We are Nigeria Info.
And now, hard facts on 92.3. Nigeria Info.
All right, welcome. 29 minutes to the top of the hour. Let's get your thoughts. If you're just joining us, you're welcome. You're welcome. We are looking at the new Chief Whip story at the Senate. And we're wondering if Ndume deserved the punishment that is meted out on him. I'd like to get your thoughts. Really, I would. Let's what you're thinking. I mean, it was going to almost be a suspension from the Senate for a while, and that is because he had earlier said that lawmakers, the senators, are kleptomaniacs, and I guess he was trying to say that they are not criticizing or doing their oversight functions properly because they are taking what belongs to the people. Well, I want to get, that's how I understand that one, but I want to get your thoughts. I'm going to read from Daily Trust. Ndume had in an interview with newsmen at the National Assembly complex in Abuja last week said, Mr. President is not in the picture of what is happening outside the villa. He has been fenced off and caged. So many of us wouldn't go through the back door to engage him. Now they have stopped him from talking, and he doesn't have public affairs managers except his spokesman Ajuri Ngelale, who writes press statements. Nigerians are getting very hungry. The government is not doing anything about the food scarcity, and it needs to do something urgently. We don't have food reserve. There is unavailability of food. Food crisis is the worst crisis that any nation can encounter. If we add that to security crisis, it will be severe. I remember Onanuga writing a piece to counter the statement made by Senator Ndume. And also, I think I remember some other person. I can't remember who that was. But now we've seen the APC respond. They've written a letter to the Senate led by Akpabio. And now they have suspended. Oh, rather, sorry, I beg your pardon. They failed to suspend, but they have removed him as, Chief Whip, and has now taken him to to chair the Senate Committee on Tourism. He was, of course, the Vice Chairman, Senate Committee on Appropriations. Let's get your thoughts. 08179230002, 08179230003, 08179230007. WhatsApp number 0809030616. And I've got several questions that I'm trying to look for answers. Let's see. One, was that really? I mean, the Senate is supposedly on paper the representatives of the people where they come from, the constituencies they come from, right? Is the Senate not supposed to be representing the people? And if it is supposed to be representing the people, then, like one of the callers asked a while ago, did Ndume flout any law when he represented his people by saying that the people are hungry, the people are angry, and it might snowball into something too big to handle. Did he make a wrong statement? I'm asking because, if it were River State, we would have blown it out of proportion. We would have had biased arguments about it. But this is outside of River State, so we can see it from a neutral perspective, right? And so I'm going to throw the question at you once again. What is on your mind as it relates to this conversation? 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, and 0817-923-0007. WhatsApp number 0809-0306416. Let's take this one. 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Good afternoon, Canada.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
Canada, you see, my name is Ezekiel Ojon. I'm calling from Ubumini. Akpabio is a disgrace to South. Akpabio has never done anything.
Ezekiel, let me pause you. Akpabio was not the one who removed them. It was a vote by senators. So I don't know if I agree with why you're blaming Akpabio.
Okay, what is wrong if a senator who is representing his state, his senatorial district, and also knowing the yearning, the suffering that... Hello?
I'm listening to you. Quickly, please. All right. I've got Sam from Ogubolo Local. Sam, please to call back if you can. But while I'm waiting for Sam, I would go to the, what are you calling now? I'll go to the WhatsApp portal and see if I've got messages. Keep those calls coming in. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, and 0817-923-0007. So it's a poor network day. Let's keep trying. I'm seeing the calls coming in, but I don't think I'm allowed to take them. So I'm just going to wait, for the screening of the calls before I can interact with you. But what are your thoughts? I'm really thinking, are we supposed to continue in our patience? That's also a question, because it looks like the APC is punishing Ndume for criticizing when the president is asking them to be patient. All right, you know what? I'm going to take this call now. I missed that one. I'm taking this one.
Bishop from Odili Road.
Sorry, what's your name?
Canada, good evening. Bishop from Odili Road.
All right, Bishop, welcome.
My brother, what is happening in Nigeria now? To me, it's not a strange thing. Because now, Senator Ndume said what the masses are passing through. He suspend him or he change his position. Canada, my brother, me and you, we are in Nigeria. Let me just take you back a bit. When the electoral law said that you cannot contest in social position to the end, and Akpabio passed through the back door, through the court.
You can't call that the back. You can't. No, Ibiso. No. I have to correct. You can't call the court the back door. That's what I'm trying to say. It went through the court.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm listening to you.
In your station, they really said that the electoral, when you are continuing for presidency, as in
I understand you clearly. See,
you don't have to.
Ibiso. The Supreme Court, as a matter of fact, said it, so we would respect it, and that's what I'm saying. You would have to follow the rules on the show. The Supreme Court has given its verdict.
I'm not disrespecting anybody.
Then when you say backdoor,
tell you about what INEC said, or the party constitution, that if I contesting for a governor or a president, when you contest, when you bought the form, you start from the beginning to the day of the primaries, and if you go to the end, you cannot buy double form. Let me speak like that. And because it happened in Nigeria, you were Akpabio.
And yet again, I am saying the Supreme Court has given its judgment. So your argument does not hold water at this point.
Okay, thank you. Now, what is happening in Nigeria? Are people expecting Akpabio to dance to Senator Lawal statement. You know, Calabar, me and you, Calabar, I ask my family, I'm feeding 6 people every day. I know what I'm passing through. Now, people are passing through different process in taking care of the family. And these people are enjoying themselves, la vida in themselves. And now, when this man said the truth, they will suspend him. Because it's not in the same line with them.
All right.
But the problem we have is these same people that are staying upstairs, tomorrow they will come to the streets and walk with us on the street.
All right. Thank you, Bishop. I've got to go.
It's very bad that Nigeria is in a situation like this, and you are someone that is saying the truth. It's very bad.
All right. Thank you very much.
It's a shame.
All right.
So, our man is represented from the South.
Ibisa, I've got it. It's not. Once again, it's not the fault of the Senate president. Lost him from Port Harcourt. I'm really sorry about that. It's not a unilateral decision. It was a collective decision. So I wonder why we make any to Senator Akpabio issue. As a matter of fact, Ndume was very integral, very important to his emergence as Senate president of the Senate. So we need to be careful, and let's look at the issues, right? The issue, yet again, I've asked, it's not about the personalities. I'm asking, the matters raised, are they true matters? Are they matters that you and I feel and you and I are seeing? Are they, pieces of evidence to all of that? And that's the question I'm asking. And if yes, then why is the APC, asking for his removal or asking for punitive measures? Is it because they want us to be patient with the president? And if we are to be patient with the president, for how long are we supposed to be patient with the president? Several wonderful questions. Let's focus on those questions. Sam from Ogubolo, LGA. Welcome, Sam.
Yes, I want to talk about what is happening in the Senate there.
Okay.
How Ndume was demoted.
Okay.
Yes, if in any organization that there is no discipline, that organization will not stand.
Okay.
Ndume is an APC man, and he has access to the president. We all know what is happening in Nigeria, and the president is working hard in order to see that the people of Nigeria enjoy the administration.
Okay.
Ndume know it, that and we all know what is happening in the country. Ndume would have gone to the president and talked to him one-on-one as a party man.
But did you hear the part, Sam? Did you hear the part where Ndume said that he had tried, but it's not working because they want him to go through the back door, something like that, and he said he will not go through the back door. Okay, is that why he will come out in the public and be